Good morning, students. We're going to continue with linear measurement today. All right, if you were gone yesterday, this is what my notebook looked like. Now would be a good time to pause and get these in your notes. All right, if you were here yesterday, let's go ahead and flip to the next page. We're going to continue with linear measurements. All right, so linear measurements continued is what we're going to title it up top. Remember, linear measurements is just what the name implies. It's things that are in lines that we can measure. Surements. I can't talk and spell at the same time. My bad. All right. So when we put dimensions onto our drawings, when we did the puzzle cube activity, we did some linear dimensions. Linear measurements is what we would use to measure to confirm our product is made to the right size. Okay? Yesterday, we looked at the imperial system. Today, we're going to look at the metric system. All right, and we noted yesterday that the imperial system is used by 3 countries. We're one of them. All right, the metric system is used by the entire world. Right, minus 3 stubborn countries. All right. So why are we using it if we're one of those 3 stubborn countries? Because the rest of the world uses it. Some of you are going to be engineers that engineer products used outside of the United States. You might have to engineer things in a metric system so it fits. All right. Some of you might work on things that were designed by engineers outside of the United States. And we've got their metric products here inside of our borders right now, infiltrating our great country. So we need to know how to use this metric system so we can work with those things. Okay, so the metric system is a little different. Like yesterday, we said we got miles, we got feet, inches, fractions, all sorts of stuff. There's really no base unit in this system. In the metric system, the base unit for linear measurement is a meter. And so let's jot that down. The base unit is a meter. Okay, and here's how it works. I'm going to leave myself a couple lines of space here. 1 meter, and it equals 100 centimeters. And so centimeters fairly close to our inch. We'll talk about some conversion ratios later. But if we want to measure things that in our system, we'd measure using an inch. Typically, we're going to do it in centimeters in the metric system. Right? A centimeter can get broken down even further. I'm going to use the abbreviation cm. That's the abbreviation for centimeter. A centimeter contains 10 millimeters. And so if we're going to break a centimeter down smaller, we wouldn't break it into fractions like we did yesterday. We'd break it down into millimeters. All right. Now, if we want to go smaller, we can keep breaking it down smaller and smaller. This is the smallest unit we're going to use in class here, millimeters. Right. And then if we want to go bigger, we would say 1,000 meters equals 1 kilometer. Right. So again, this is kind of like in our system, we've got miles, feet, and inches. This is kind of the metric equivalent, all right? But they all work off of this 1 base unit meter. Okay. Now we're going to break this down. We're gonna make a big centimeter on the bottom of our page, just like we did that big inch yesterday. So I'm going to rotate my notebook. All right, you should do the same at this point. Okay, and what we need to do is we got to pick a starting point on this red line. Okay, and we're going to go 10 lines over. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right. And let's make sure my math checks out here. So this is going to be 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right. So I lied. We're actually going to go back one here. I don't know if you noticed what I did in the video. We want to go from 0 to 10. All right. And then we're going to make it into a number line. Again, similar to what we did yesterday. All right. Then we're going to draw 2 longish lines at the end like we did yesterday. Let's just estimate now that we know what an inch looks like. Let's say we're going to draw those about an inch long. Okay, then we're going to come back in here, and each of these is going to get a line about like half an inch long. So we're just going to try and make them all a nice standard size. All right. So this whole area here represents 1 centimeter. All right. And then each of these individual lines here is a millimeter. All right. So this line's a millimeter. This line's a millimeter. This line's a millimeter. This line's a millimeter. All right. So on and so forth, all the way down to the far side. All right. And that's it for our big centimeter. So we don't have to simplify. We don't have to do anything. So again, 10 millimeters in a row. Those are going to be the long lines on your metric ruler. That represents a centimeter. Right? You know, this is 0. This is 1. This could be 126 centimeters. This could be 127. And then these millimeters in between are how that's divvied up. All right, so you're going to spend the rest of the hour today using the link provided in the classroom page to play the metric ruler reading game, and you're going to see which one you can get higher. And at the end of the hour, I want you to fill out that survey telling me which unit you prefer and why. All right, so hopefully this makes sense. If not, you can use your classmates. You can use Google for some additional resources to help you understand our linear measurement within the metric system.